Greetings, I am CSW and welcome to CSW TV. The infamous Sun and Moon cult. They use daggers, have the highest damaging combo out of all the exo attack classes, and their scroll fashion includes a hood. So people call them assassins. But people also call Harmony assassins. So what's up with that? Well, that's because neither class are really assassins as we know them. Sun and Moon don't need stealth, but they do rely on deception. Or, as I've been calling it, mind games. First off, Sun and Moons have two primary ways to be in their combo. We have Edge Rotel, which really is a quick acupuncture skill that can be used at range. Then we also have this.
Get over here!
Hook and Pull. This skill is also ranged, but instead of teleporting to your opponent, it pulls them towards you. This skill also lands a daze effect as opposed to an acupuncture. So, there's our Sun and our Moon. Okay, not really. Anyway, so you can use either skill to start off the combo, then Earth Spin into Inferno. Now, people will tell you that Sun and Moon's combos are hard to do, but as you can see, that was pretty easy, right? Well, that's because with the combo I've just shown, you won't be able to maximize your damage from Inferno. In order to get your opponent to take full damage, you need to do a bit of animation cancelling. It's slightly harder than Splendor's combo, which also requires animation cancelling, because you do have to time it right. But I would hardly say that qualifies as a downside to this class, and I do plan to go over animation cancelling in a later video, so for now, let's backtrack a bit. I started this combo off with Edge Rotel. So what happens if I start this combo off with Hook and Pull? In episode 5, I mentioned that both Daze and Acupuncture act as flaw exposed. So in theory, this should work, right? So why didn't it? As it turns out, I was too slow. Remember, Daze lasts a very short period of time, so you should be pressing Earth Spin as soon as Hook lands. In fact, when I first started playing this class, I failed so many times that I was convinced the combo was impossible. Yet, as you can see, it does work. So don't give up. Oh, by the way, here's a little word of advice. If you can, play this class in classical mode. It's honestly just too hard to aim Edge Rotel otherwise. So with that being said, let's take a look at common skill choices. Now, we definitely want to take Hook and Pull and Edge Rotel. I mean, there's no reason to not have more ways to combo. And we want Earth Spin and Inferno because you need them to do damage in your combo. The next three skills aren't so obvious, however. Generally, the majority of the people go for Fatal Chase, Pummel, and Volcanic. Now, as you may have noticed, both Hook and Pull and Edge Rotel are forward attacking skills. They hit your opponent from their front, so your opponent can just hold block and be happy. And that's where Fatal Chase comes to ruin their day. See, this skill quickly teleports you behind your opponent, making it much more difficult for your opponent to win by simply blocking forward. In addition to that, it also comes with a block break effect if your opponent tries to block it. Finally, when you learn more about animation cancelling, this skill in combination with Edge Rotel or Hook and Pull is what makes Sun and Moon really deadly. Pummel serves a similar purpose, but goes about it slightly differently. Instead of teleporting behind your opponent, this skill will pass through your opponent, landing you behind them. While doing so, it will also apply a very short daze onto your opponent. Not enough to land Earth Spin, but enough to interrupt whatever they were trying to do. Occasionally, depending on your distance, it will land a soft launch as well. There is a bug on this skill too, but unlike the Harmony's bug, this skill is actually bugged in your favor. As it stands, it can be animation cancelled indefinitely as long as you have the stamina. Finally, remember how I mentioned that you need animation cancelling to make your opponent take full damage from Inferno? Well, Volcanic is the skill that you need to accomplish such. Once you get to level 60, you will gain another skill slot. For most people, the skill to choose is Flame Wheel, but this serves almost the same purpose as Earth Spin, so why get it? Well, using a technique known as Ground Daze, or Ground Acu, you can combo both Earth Spin and Flame Wheel in one long combo. So what about the people who don't choose Flame Wheel? In my previous 3 videos, I would provide you with examples of skills that they offer utility or chip damage. Unfortunately, Sun and Moon is just intrinsically bad at chip damage, and as far as utility goes, there are some choices. The choices that could possibly work are Akela Power which heals a bit and does damage, but has a huge cooldown. Sharpstone, which does damage and kind of makes you invisible. Rakashaka? Something like that, which is a pretty bad counterattack skill. Man Bomb, which is a fairly slow grab. And Brimstone, which is a AoE disable. But sorry to disappoint you, I honestly haven't seen too much success from these skills, so if you want to try using them, it's up to you to explore and discover. So with that said, I introduced more concepts that I haven't explained yet, so keep these concepts in mind for now and they will all be explained in due time. If you liked this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos.